Hey everybody, welcome back to Creating Cool Stuff in Mountain View Farms. If this is your first time joining in, thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're going to make muscadine jelly. Muscadines are in the grape family. They are a type of grape, and they are sweet on the inside and a little tart on the outside. The husk is a little bit thicker than your regular grape. They do have seeds in them, but we know how to take care of those. It is one of my favorite snacks when they're in season. And it makes a great jelly. It makes a great wine. But today we are making jelly. So stay tuned. You are going to need a few things for this recipe. You're going to need some fruit. That's your muscadines. You're going to need some sugar. Some pectin, and margarine is optional. It does help reduce foaming, but it's really easy just to skim the foam off of it. Last but not least, you're going to need some water. As a note, you basically end up 1 part juice, 1 part sugar. Now, if you don't like that much sugar, you are more than welcome to cut that back. I did go with exactly what I had used in the past. Yeah, it was basically the exact same because I had 7 cups of fruit juice, 7 cups of sugar. I ended up using a whole pack of the pectin, and then I added 2 tablespoons of pectin too from just a regular jar that I had. So if you see that it's not getting firm enough, you can add some pectin to it. If you see that it's too thick, then you just add a little water and you should be just fine. You're going to need to sterilize your jars, and you're going to do this by putting them in some boiling water. Just put them in your canner. You're already going to need to do your water anyway. Just put them in there, sterilize them for about 10 minutes. I put on a little glove to make sure that I didn't accidentally touch the hot jar, because I'm usually doing my stuff cold pack. But I left them in there for at least 10 minutes. I took them out. I dumped the water right back into the canner. And then I started just ladling the juice right into the jars and process from there. Now, I did put too many jars in my canner to start with because I had no idea how many it was going to make. It ended up making 4 pints plus a half pint plus a little extra that I put in the refrigerator. So that was from 7 cups of juice. So now you know. You are going to take out any imperfections, any stems, wash it, and then cover it with water. You are going to boil it until it is soft enough for you to mash it, and then just keep mashing it until you get out your juice. You're going to drain it and then mash some more. Then you're going to put it back on the stove with some ingredients. Just added the pectin in there, and I'm going to stir that in real well. Ooh, screen is fogging up. I'll let this simmer for about a minute or so, and then I'm going to add my sugar. All right, next we're putting in sugar, and I stir between each cup of sugar. Already starting to thicken up some. We are getting there. It is supposed to go to 220 degrees. I put on a mitt as I'm taking these jars out. I want to make sure I don't absolutely start to go and grab them. And then I started getting the jelly juice and putting it in jars. A little different. See, it just barely made a film on the top. we're looking good. Now that we have our jars ready, we're going to place them in the canner. It needs to be elevated just like you do for regular canning. And we are going to process them in a gentle rolling bowl, not a hard bowl, for 5 minutes. That's all it needs, is just 5 minutes. Once you've taken these out of your canner, you are going to let them sit for at least 24 hours. Now, it can take 24 to 48 hours for it to set. So sometimes you got to be patient, but it is worth the wait. If you do have any that don't seal, you can store them in a refrigerator. Manufacturing for the pectin says it's good up to 3 weeks. We've had them last longer, but listen to your manufacturer and then you be a judge of if you want it to go longer. Our jelly did great. It set just fine. It looks great. Every one of them sealed. And they'll be ready to go when we want to use it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and join us again at Creating Cool Stuff at Mountain View Farms.